All right. Good morning. All right. Hey, that's cool. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 21,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance because trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble. Focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Yeah, hey, let's talk about how to create a successful Forex trading business. You start with a great service provider that actually executes your trades for you into the global interbanking system like a broker should. And you say, well, isn't that what all brokers do? No, most brokers trade against you and laugh in your face when you lose. Yeah, Trader's Way is different. It's an ECN. ECN is a type of broker that uses straight-through processing, STP, as a business model. So when you click sell, it puts that sell order into the interbanking system. All the other brokers just trade against you. Yeah. So, wow. You need a good service provider. I've been working at Trader's Way for 10 years. Just over 10 years, just slightly more than 10 years. I believe they are trustworthy and ethical. You should give them a try. They want you to succeed, and they believe this training will help you. But also, how about this? We got more than training. I've combined all the services I've developed over the last 20 years into one giant service, an entire research and coaching platform that helps you do your analysis. Yeah, very cool. So, we just had a news event recently, right? We got our retail sales. Coolio. Came out hot. Yeah. Cool. So typically, when that comes out hot, oh, you know what? I messed it up. I forgot to change it. Okay. Look at this data. It went back and looked at all the retail sales reports. Man, I messed that up. I need to work on that almost right this second. Yeah, it goes back and looks at all the retail sales in the situation in which it came out greater than expected. And it shows you the patterns, the repeatable, reliable patterns that are produced. In this case, okay, yes, past performance does not predict future results. That is true. Okay, but the thing is, we know 71.4% of the time in the past, in this situation, the 2-hour chart on euro dollar fell. And we can prove it. Holy smokes. Yeah, holy smokes, eh? Now, I want to show you under the fundamental section. I launched a new tool. And later today, I'm launching another new tool. So that's 2 days in a row with an upgrade. Yeah, to the fundamental analytics tool at TRADARS. So let me show you. By the way, we added dollar index and got rid of euro dollar. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Anyways, what I want to show you is under seasonality, we added not just a seasonality tool, which looks like this. And I'm assuming you know what the projected year for every asset class looks like. Oops, I have to select an asset. So for example, let's pick USD Swiss franc. Okay, so we already have this, that we've had this since the beginning. The 20-year average of what Swiss franc does throughout the year. The 5-year average of what the Swiss franc does throughout the year. And then, of course, the gray line is what it's doing this year. Down when it's normally down, up when it's normally up. And oh, look at this. It helps you understand the future. Somewhere around October, November, very often it comes back around. You should know that. But we also have, we monitor it week by week and look at the standard deviation. In fact, 2 standard deviations to know peaks and valleys. And then we also have the shape, the accumulation of USD Swiss franc over the year. Okay, that's great. And then we upgraded that to show you for the reserve currency, so you can look at them very quickly and look at the shape of what all the dollar pairs tend to do throughout the year and what they're actually doing. Okay? And then yesterday we released the new tool, a seasonality scanner, that lets you look at assets, all the assets you trade. Look at that, how many? It's amazing. And going back 10 years, what happens this week on these assets? What's going to happen next week based on, well, the 10-year average? So in this case, volatility tends to go up next week. That usually means the stock market down. Really? Well, in fact, if you go back here, if you look at NASDAQ, next week usually is down. Dow next week is usually down. DAX next week usually is down. S&P 500 is usually down. And volatility is up. Perfect correlation. Oh my God. So we looked at week over week on every asset going back 10 years, but also how about this month versus next month? And what this shows you is September, volatility tends to go up. So what happens to the stock market? It goes down. Why is that important? Because I've told you, I typically buy the 3rd week of September. Why? Because it's probably down almost, down significantly, and I buy a dip and I ride it out till the end of the year. But if you don't know the seasonality of that, so now we can go back to the seasonality tool. And we say, well, how does that impact like the S&P 500? And I usually buy around here and it goes up. Ha ha ha! But now you can pick it out through a scanner, so you don't have to go one chart at a time, one asset. Now you can organize your thoughts, and really it becomes a target for you. Now, this is amazing. Right? Oh my God. But let me tell you, today at 1 p.m., all members of TRADARS are welcome to join. And remember, that means if you're a swing trader at Investor Bootcamp, you're a member at TRADARS. If you're a day trader at Investor Bootcamp, you're a member of TRADARS. We just do it over here. If you are a member of QuantBox, we moved QuantBox over, so you have a membership at QuantBox, but you also have a membership at TRADARS. The difference now is we do all the live events at TRADARS, and all the recordings are at TRADARS. So you already have the membership. Swing on by. So today at 1 p.m., upgrade launch number 2, it's as amazing as that new seasonality scanner is. This, what I'm about to show you, is, let's say, a minimum of 10 times more complex to build as far as the complexity and the amount of data. And it's incredible. And what this new tool is going to show you is the 1 or 2 or 3 assets that you should be looking at to trade right now. And it updates in real time throughout the day. So you can just sit on this tool and it's like, hey, remember you were trading euro dollar? Nah, go over here. Go look at euro Swiss franc now. A true radar. But what it is doing is looking at hour by hour, day by day price action. So like I say here, for example, do you know what asset moves the most at 2 p.m. on Tuesdays? or 7 a.m. on Thursdays, or any time on any day. It's day by day, hour by hour per day. And it'll tell you. Oh, wait till you see it. It's beautiful. So another upgrade. So please RSVP. And what it'll do is it'll email you the link into the room. If you don't RSVP, you don't get the link. Lastly, for the members of TRADARS, I've asked you to tell me, do you think the Fed is going to cut by 25 basis points or 50 basis points tomorrow? And I want you to share why you have this opinion. I ask you to back it up with facts. So just write a little paragraph, support your thesis, and then when you submit it, you'll earn some points and get on the leaderboard. So there's some gamification, but then you get to see what the other 7 people have said, what they think. Super cool, right? Cool. And then I guess one other thing on the schedule now, you will see for pro subscribers or news trading subscribers, we have a new team, a news trading team. Okay. And check this out. Those members have access to the new service, which does live news coverage, meaning you log in and you attend the live coaching, and so you have to RSVP for that. And what happens is we go back to the scalping tool, and you go through. So what was that? UK inflation? Yeah. So it's 2 o'clock in the morning for me, but maybe not for you. And you analyze the previous price action, find the most likely currency pairs to be trading, look at the history, find the direction, prepare for the news, and then get the news. Oh my God. Massive, massive, massive. Massive, massive, massive. It's incredible, isn't it? All right, so what's going on in the world today? We got yen up, yen up, yen up. Interesting. Swissy up, yen up. That's all risk on. Yen up, yen up. Swissy up. And a challenge, maybe a breakdown here. That's interesting. That's a warning. That's a big warning. That's a big warning. That's not a sell signal, by the way. That is a warning that the rising wedge may be failing. So it's a warning to bulls. It's not an opportunity. See, you need to look at what we're doing as an analysis of opportunities and threats. If you're in a rising wedge and it's breaking, that's a threat for bulls. It's not an opportunity for bears. What do bears do? They sell reversal patterns. Oops, I'm trying to get my drawing tool here. They sell reversal patterns. Is that a reversal pattern? No, that's a threat to a bullish move. What's a reversal pattern? How about, let's say it does head down, then it heads up, and then it begins to fall. Then that would be a sell, and that would be a sell. It's not an opportunity for bears until it's trending bearishly. A rising wedge is not a bearish trend. So this is simply an if-then statement. If it breaks down to here, yeah, your rising wedge is probably dead. And you might want to be aware of the potential for this now. But has that happened? No. So just realize this was developed 41 minutes ago because it seems that we have a breach of the primary line. And that's not good for bulls. And if it makes a lower low, that's terrible for bulls. But it's not a sell signal. Once you know, like I'm telling you the difference, like knowing how to analyze this is like knowing how to trade or not knowing how to trade. Okay? The lower low is not a sell signal. It's a threat to bulls. Okay. What else going on? Maybe a little up on this yen. Okay. Another threat here. So, there's lots of threats for dollar strength, which is interesting because everything else is much more risk on, like yen's weakening, Swissy weakening. That's typically risk on. Yeah. Now, if you're a subscriber, how do you just check that? You're like, ooh, well, this is why fundamentals are first. Jim gave me feedback. He's like, put the fundamentals first. And you're totally right, Jim. So I did. So like, for example, if you have proper tools, okay, you look and say, all right, we have a little bit of risk on. If you analyze long-term treasury yields, the S&P 500, the dollar, volatility, gold, short-term yields, the yen, and the entire options trading market, it's slightly risk on. But the dollar doesn't seem to be playing that right now. The dollar's a little bit strong, as we saw over here on the fundamental section. Okay, cool. Now, reviewing crypto. Okay, check this out. What direction on this time frame, okay, the 30-minute chart, okay, this came out an hour ago. What direction is this emerging triangle? There is no direction. Okay? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Now, if the prevailing trend is down and the projection is down, this would have made a lower low. But it would be consolidating. So right now it's non-directional. Think of it as flip of a coin with a slight edge to trend. Well, not the world's greatest opportunity, but it is useful information. So you should look at that and not say breakout. You should look at that and say consolidation. It's doing the pattern for you, but you must understand how to trade a pattern. What it's telling you. Okay, it's saying, chill out, bro. Okay, what's Bitcoin doing, right? On the 4 hour. Rising wedge. It finally woke up. Okay, cool. Higher high, higher low. Do you buy or sell rising wedges? You buy. Do you buy high or buy low? Low. So it recognized that 2 hours ago. So 2 hours ago, maybe you were long and strong. Now, it says up to the yellow line. So is that it? It's going to go to 61 and stop? No. It's a pattern. It's only a pattern. And it's analyzing that this is here. But if you are a bull, what do you think? Yeah, you're a bull. That means you think it's going to make a higher high, higher low. This is not a signal. It's just measuring the pattern. So do you buy dips in a rising pattern? Yes. So you're a bull? Yes. So if you're a bull, do you think it's going to make a higher high? Yes. If you don't think it's going to make a higher high, you are not a bull. You might be a ninkau poop or a gullible. Sorry, that's Bugs Bunny. So if you are truly a bull, higher high, higher low, higher high. Remember, you have a strong opinion. Okay? Cool. Nice, right? Great. Great. Ethereum, descending triangle. Okay, non-directional, but bearish. I mean, it's just like, yeah, well, I wouldn't love this as a bear, but it just might, lower low, lower high on us. Okay. So anyways, cool. We got some crypto. What's going on today in the stock market? Who trades stocks? Anybody trade individual stocks? Okay. I'm going to turn off some of these, like that one, just because I'm trying to find trends. And ideally with the stock market, I want to see all trends going up, right? So Chevron, okay, it's been down. We know that for sure. And if you want to be a bull, what you want to see is have it go up, hit target. Does that mean buy? No. But what it does mean is you should identify that zone as potential support in the future. It comes down and you buy that, and guess what? It turns into a head and shoulders, which is a reversal pattern. Is this a reversal pattern? No, it's a threat for bears, but not an opportunity for bulls. You must learn to understand that. Okay, and if you ever want to zoom in, you can just do that. Woo. Okay, I didn't mean to zoom in that much. 500%? Yeah, seems reasonable. But anyways, you can zoom in. Okay? So again, if it makes a higher high, what have I taught you to do over the last 20 years? I've taught it 100 billion times. If it breaks, then what? Look left, drag it across. So what's the play? If it breaks, you drag it across. Okay? And then you buy the dip, and then you go there. Now, how do you trade the pattern? Well, the pattern, the way you trade the pattern, okay, is you need the neckline, so you need to know where this comes down. So you might measure, let's say it actually goes to a 146.97. Okay, you take the bottom of the crown and you go to that distance, and then you take that same distance from that neckline and you go that same distance. Okay, and so I'm imagining a neckline here. See? So the distance from there to there, okay, then you go to this level, and that same distance you do to, and that's your, but it's just a pattern. This could go up for 3 months. Roderick, it's looking, well, I used to say 12, but I added a couple of patterns. So, Roderick, it's looking for 14 patterns on multiple time frames. The most reliable, repeatable patterns. So it doesn't pick the stock, it looks at all those stocks. Now, we don't have every stock, we don't have 500, but it's analyzing these stocks on what, the 15-minute, the 30-minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and daily. So it's looking at all these stocks on all 5 time frames. So imagine, what is this, 20 stocks on, so it's watching 100 charts. Okay? And on the 100 charts, it's looking for 14 patterns. Wedges up, wedges down, triangles this way, right? Rise, I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot going on, and it's probably even more than 14 patterns. But it's only looking for reliable patterns. It's pattern recognition. Okay? It's only looking for pattern recognition. And the cool thing is these patterns are forming. So they haven't actually happened yet, but they're in the process of forming so that you're preparing for things in advance. So let me give you an example of Moderna. Okay. Does that gray arrow mean up? I mean buy. Does that mean buy? Is that a buying opportunity for Moderna? Anybody want to answer? No, it's not a buy. It's a downtrend. Okay? It's a downtrend. So, but it does say the next move is up to resistance. Okay? That's the next leg of the pattern. But it's bearish. So, somewhere around 72.25, you might want to look to sell. It's looking forward. It's not a prediction. It's the pattern. It's statistical analysis, if you will. It's not quantitative. It's not thinking about the management team's return on shareholder value or something, right? That's just, it's a downtrend. You want to sell high. Where's the high? Well, based on the previous highs, that's the new high. So you might not want to sell it now, but you might sell it later or tomorrow. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Nvidia having a tough time. Apple having a tough time. This came out yesterday. Okay? Like, look at this. 20 hours ago. So yesterday afternoon. Did that open? Hang on. What was it? Apple. No. Let me do it again. There it is. Apple. Okay? 20 hours ago. Yesterday afternoon. Okay? Right on that vertical line. You got the heads up. Hey, bro. All right? And Apple gapped down. Oh, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. $15 gap down. Hey, now. Probably on its way back down towards 200. 10% drop in Apple. Would have been nice to have known that yesterday. Yesterday, my trade seemed so far away. Cool, let's look at the commodities. Around the world, and I. Okay? Oh, look at the breach. Oh my God, triangle breakout. Whoa. Whoa, that's a big breach. So a new trend may have presented itself. Okay. So you want to, okay. Oh. So between now and later, okay, you probably get an up, a down, and a gone. That's a 15-minute chart breakout. It happened 11 minutes ago. Thank you, TRADARS. Okay, that happened on Brent, and it's happening on WTI. So obviously some news related, huh? You think that had to do with retail sales? Yeah. And now look at this pattern. This ABC is failing, huh? Yeah, well, the news came out and changed everything. Remember, none of this is a prediction. It's actually doing the work you're supposed to be doing so that you can analyze what to do. They're not predictions. So an A, B, C, D, E, F was in the process of forming, and now you can see it's failed. Good to know. How about silver? That looks messy to me, huh? It's barely trending. I suppose what it's trying to say is that, we're kind of maybe developing something like this. But it's struggling. You can see it wicked and popped, wicked and popped. Something silver's a bit choppy, huh? Oil on the 30 minutes looking great. Are you guys enjoying this? I'm covering way more assets than I normally do, huh? I'm able to just look at the things that are working. I don't have to look through my charts. Randomly going from pair to pair to pair to see what I see. I'm just burning through this stuff. I'm like, this stuff is happening. This is real. It's live. It's there. It's happening. So I'm able to only look at what we need to look at, and I can do it quickly. Okay? As we scroll down, we get bigger and bigger time frames. So now we're looking at 4-hour and daily charts. Okay, we're getting to an apex on oil, which is kind of interesting. Brent has been down. Okay. It's been in a downtrend on the daily, and so has oil. Be interesting, like it's not a time on the long time frame. You want to see the break. It's not really bullish on these higher time frames yet, but there is something happening on the lower time frames. Cool. So if you trade gold, oil, silver, we gotcha. Anybody like stock market indices? Okay, 29 minutes ago, there's a threat to bulls on FTSE. NASDAQ choppy. Okay, getting pretty close to the apex, but it's rising. So an upside break would be very bullish for NASDAQ. Okay, definitely respecting the trending channel, the rising wedge, definitely respecting that. Okay, yeah, we see it here too. DAX has a beautiful channel, much different. You see the difference here? Just trending beautifully. DAX looks great, doesn't it? DAX is a great asset to trade in general. But that's the implied move, huh? Up to 19 and likely beyond. That's the hourly chart, by the way. So a beautiful trend on the hourly. Coolio. Hourly Nikkei looking better than that other chart that we saw in the Nikkei. Ascending triangle, bullish. Triangle, non-directional. Wait for the break. So I typically handle this with the trap and break strategy. Now you can use the triangle to do it, but my personal preference has always been to like sort of mark this bottom, mark this top, and then look for, I call it a trap and break. Let it stay inside this, and then let's say it breaks up, and then I buy the dip, and then we're gone. I let it break, and I catch the pullback. Okay? So if it did this, I could be a bear. But it hasn't done it. It's non-directional. Oops. So I don't know which way. It's a toss of the coin. It's a 50-50. Not good enough for me, son. Dow up. Get ready for a down on the Dow. And then maybe buy it later at a retest of 42. You see how this works? Sorry, not 42. 41,200. Cool, right? Yeah, baby, yeah. And so on and so forth. Nothing but goodies. Huh? Nothing but goodies. Yeah. So, all right, today is a busy day. Today at 1 p.m., I'm going to introduce to you the new, amazing, truly amazing, stellar, unbelievably complicated to build, but incredibly awesome to use new tool. A new radar is being released today at 1 p.m. Please swing by and check it out. I'll show it to you and explain it to you. And then eventually a lesson will be put into a training course. But you got to see this. I'm telling you. It might be a game changer. What it does could be a game changer for you. Yeah. And then later today, the swing trading group, which means all members of TRADARS. See, a swing trader over at Investor Bootcamp, that membership is the base membership at TRADARS. So if you're a swing trader over there at Investor Bootcamp, you have a TRADARS membership. I gave it to you. I sent you an email a week ago with login instructions. So you can log in. And what I'm going to do is download and actually read the reports. I'm going to take all the important reports over the last 7 days. We're going to download them. We're going to read them together. And I'm going to pick out little gems that you would never get in the newspaper or on TV. It's actually the work you're supposed to be doing as a professional. Now you're like, it's hard to do it on your own. Because it's hard. It's also difficult to do it on your own because maybe you don't have a degree in economics. But you hired me. As a member of TRADARS, you hired me. I work on your team as an economist. So I do the work. I download them. I read them. I point things out to you. I explain things. And now you know. I report to you as a consultant. I'm on your team with you. Cool. So that's what we're doing today. And then tomorrow morning at 1:45 a.m. my time, there's live coverage of UK inflation. But for this, you need to be a pro subscriber or a subscriber to the brand new news trading service. Oh my gosh. What an amazing world. What an amazing time. What a world. What a life. I'm in love. So that just happened. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Please have a wonderful day. I will see you later at the new tool launch, the upgrade launch. I'll see you then. And then I'll see you for the week on the street. It's an important day. And then remember, tomorrow, live coverage, right? Live coverage. I guess I should show you that, right? Live coverage in the coaching room of the Fed meeting. So please swing on by and and RSVP for that so you can get the link. We already have 29 people in. I want you to be there. Yeah, peace on earth, may the pips be with you. Oh, and then let's see what you guys think and the poll. And 69% say 25 basis points. 6% say no cut. That's interesting. That just happened.